Hello and welcome. You're watching Simply Bewitching Crafts by Wendy, and I am making another little Cupid, a different style. Just trying to keep the ideas going. I am blending tctcrafts.com foam clay in this pale pink, which doesn't have a name on it, so I couldn't tell you, with this color from the same company, which this one's salmon. So it's like a peachy pink mixed with the salmon to try and tone down the flesh color, because that salmon's way too dark, especially for a Cupid. I think I might add a little more pink, and then we'll decide if we want some white. So hang on 2 seconds. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a leftover COVID sinus thing going on. Don't want to be blowing my nose on camera. All right, so we're just gonna mix these colors together and try and get this a lighter flesh color, because I'm pretty pale, so I'm making this as pale as I can with the colors that I have. The TCT Craft foam clay is my favorite clay. It's like butter, it's so soft. It's not butter, but you know what I mean. Super, super soft. And the texture is my favorite. This is called conditioning the clay. When you stretch, pull, and squeeze, you're getting the air bubbles out. You are blending the moisture so it's less likely to crack. All right, so we are going to try and make a tiny little Cupid that you could put on the end of a stick in a flower vase, or if you have fake plants, you know, just decorate your house up for Valentine's Day. You could stick it on top of a mason jar, whatever you would like to put a cute little Cupid on, all right? So I'm just gonna kind of make this egg shaped. Let me roll it a little bit more into a ball, and that's just to try and smooth it, get all the little, I don't know if you can see, but there's like little indentations that are too much. You're always gonna have a little bit. Foam clay is super soft, and you can perfect it, but you will take way more time than I'm ever gonna take. And the truth is, clay things have little imperfections, and that is perfectly okay. So we're gonna make a little egg shape out of this, and that will be Cupid's body. This Cupid's gonna be sitting. Right. And of course, I didn't grab my clay mat, which is just a silicone mat. And the table has little lines, though that doesn't help with the smoothing process, but you get a little tiny bit thinner here. I don't want it too ovally. Just a little bit more tummy, because I think Cupid usually looks like he's got a tummy. I don't know, what do I know? But I wanted to make a little chubby red-headed Cupid. So that is what I'm working on. And I'm gonna get started by making the body into an egg. Smaller at the top, rounder through the body, and then just a little flatter at the bottom. All right, we're just gonna lay that down, and I'm gonna add a couple of legs. So we'll pinch off a couple of more of the clay that we just blended. And they don't need to be very big legs, just something we can put a little foot on, because you're gonna see his little feet when we're done. So you make a ball and just give it a little roll. Something on my table there, looks like nail polish. I don't do my own nails, so I don't know why. But anyway, I'll clean that later. Don't see it. All right, so let's just try and get a little leg shape. You won't see much of this leg, but I just want to get it on here, which will help us get the sitting upright part. Okay. And you can turn your feet in, out, straight, whatever you want when you put them on, okay? Just try and make that a little thinner where the foot's gonna attach. Again, you won't see much, or you won't really notice the legs at all. Okay, I think this is gonna be too much clay for this piece. Same thing for the other side. You just wanna give it a little bit of a roll. Doesn't need to be perfect. Not gonna see much of it. Yep, touch that with my fingernails. Okay. Now our little egg is sitting. I feel like I'm making Humpty Dumpty now. You could totally make a Humpty Dumpty with this clay, I'm just saying. school teachers that like to do nursery rhymes, foam clay would be your friend. All right, so we got 2 little legs, and we'll make a little foot. Make a little foot. All you're gonna do is make this little ball, okay, and then just oval it out. Kind of, I feel like I'm making a teeny tiny potato. See, little teeny tiny potato, and then you just kind of play with it and get it to shape how you want. And then you drop it in your lap like that. No, just kidding. You don't need to do that part, guys. That's just the klutz that I am. So just make it look like whatever you feel like a foot should look like. That is entirely up to you. And then you are going to add it to the bottom and just give it a little push. And when you push it, it's going to come into a different shape than what you put on there because it's soft. So you're just going to go back and, you know, give it that little arch and a little more shape. Okay, so we've got one little foot. Let's make the other little foot. That's not enough clay. Get that little foot on, and then we'll make some little toes. I think this is too much clay this time. That's the hard part, is getting things equal. I should have actually put those balls together before I put one on and made sure I had them the same size. Not too worried about it, but when you're making yours, you might want to think about that and just get them the same size balls before you go putting one of them on. Okay. You can still pinch them around once they're put on. I've done it before, so no big deal. If they aren't the same size, you can fix it. Okay, it's just, it saves you time. Okay, we're gonna pinch this around, kind of give it more foot shape. Get that little arch in, put a little heel on. And you just play with it till you like it. Again, not a critical part of it, but they will see the foot and the toes. All right, so here's what we have so far. Now we're just gonna make toes. This time I will try to get my toes made before putting them on. And they're gonna be tiny little toes. And it is hard, y'all. It is very difficult to get the toes. So definitely make the balls, lay them out on the table. Make sure you have close to the same size for each foot, and then going down in size, you know, big toe, next toe, so on. Okay, that's probably a little too much because his feet are kind of small, so we want kind of small toes. Hey, you might be way better at this than I am. I have a very hard time getting small toes. It is just, I find it hard to make small balls and get them close to even. I've even considered going online to see if you can buy them, but you know what? They won't be the colors you want, so just gotta deal with it. It's just a little too much. Take it off. Okay. 2. Yep. 2. That one would make a good third toe. Okay. Try and get them similar for the other foot. Ooh, that was like another big toe, y'all. That's all you're doing. I'm pretty sure that I shouldn't be talking here because I'm gonna fast forward. If you have one of these, try and find one with a point. This is like a little silicone tip. It's really going to help when you go to stick your toes on because you can pick them up with that. Oop. Sometimes I get cross with this and just go with my fingers. But you're going to stick that right on where the toes should be. The problem with foam clay when you're working with it is it's sticky enough that when it touches itself, it tends to stick, which is the good thing when you're getting it in the right spot, but when you get it in the wrong spot, sometimes it can cause problems. Just so you're aware. Almost done. They went on pretty easily. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I struggle more than that. Okay, now we just gotta kind of get a hold of this little piece here and give them a little bit more push down just to make sure you don't lose toes, right? And if you're worried, you can always put a line of super glue where you want your toes and they'll stay on. If they do fall off, you can still pick them up, put some super glue on, and you'll be good to go. But there's our little toes. How cute! Doesn't that look adorable? All right. I should have put his diaper on before. I don't know why Cupid has to wear a diaper. He's old enough to shoot an arrow and make people fall in love, and we're going to trust him. I don't think he has to wear a diaper. See, I told you. Klutz. All right. Oops, and of course that picked up dirt off my dirty floors. Okay, so we're going to do our little bit of conditioning with this again. And I should have done this before I put the legs on, so when you're doing it, you might want to think about that. It does get attached to the legs when you don't, and it's a pain, but it'll be okay. We'll make it work. I'll make it work. Just going to make a little tube. Okay, just roll a little tube out. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to be flattening it. It's just to get it a little diaper on in between the legs. Okay. Okay, and we'll get the back side done. Get your little fat bottom in there, right? Get that little fat baby butt in there. Okay. Get those pushed around. So you're just going to connect all your pieces. I always feel so weird putting these things on Cupid. I don't know, just they look weird. But we're just bundling him up in his little, I don't know, is it really a diaper or is it like a Scottish kilt? I don't know. Let's ask Alexa. Alexa, does Cupid wear a diaper? Alexa, does Cupid wear a diaper?
From answers.com. No. Cupid does not wear diapers, and high correct Greek name is Eon.
I don't know. He always has that little white thing on. Alexa, what's the little white thing that we always see across Cupid's backside?
It is commonly referred to as Cupid's dart, blue Cupidon, and Cerberina.
Not what I was talking about. All right, Cupid is now covered. I guess it's just us silly Americans. We like to keep our people covered, right? Right. A little bit of something right there I don't like the look of. Okay. Now we have that on. Legs, let's get some arms, and then we'll get to the head. These arms are going to look really funny for a minute because they're just going to be two little logs. But I will work on them again in a little bit. But we want to get this part on. And I'm just going to put it towards the top where the head's going to get attached. And we're just going to leave those little logs poking out like that. It's close enough. And again, right up towards where the head's going to go. I'm pretty sure the other arm's a little bigger, but it's okay. It's all right. So you're just going to kind of push it down, smooth it in just a little bit so your arms don't come off. Would be good if I had a little bit of water here. You could just touch it with your finger and gently put a drop or, a little bit of dampness on it, and it would smooth better. All right, so we have our little feet and our body. Now let's get his head. He's a funny Cupid, isn't he? I know. Okay, we're gonna get a little head. Ooh, that's way too small of a head. Pinhead Cupid. Sorry, Cupid. I'm fixing you. I'm fixing you, love. Okay. If you use the inside palms, not your fingers, that helps get the lines and the wrinkles and all of that out. I like to make the top of the head a little bit more narrow than the bottom of the head because you're going to add all the hair up there. And plus, I really like the look of a Cabbage Patch doll when I'm making these. I think they look kind of like Cabbage Patch dolls. A little piece of a broken toothpick. I'm going to stick this down in here. This. I had some clay on it, so it's sticking pretty good there. It's all right that we won't see it once we get the head on. I just used the point of it because it's sharper to go in first. Poke that in there. Get my best, most smooth side. Don't like that. There's a little spot there I don't like. Again, water, guys. You don't have to lick your fingers. You're just going to poke his little head on like so. Okay. Okay. Then we want to do the hair. And I'm going to make a little red head this time. And to make this red, I used a dark brown and just mixed it in the pure red. So I just already pre-mixed that, and it's just a little brown and red. I wanted it to kind of have a little reddish orange. I'm wondering if I should add a little orange to it. Let's do that. Let's give it just a tiny touch of orange. I don't want it to come out looking like a brown head. I want it to be a red. I'm going to take a tiny bit of orange. Maybe we'll make a carrot top because I know redheads just love it when we say that. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, it's okay. It's an okay red. I'm just going to give you some cute red hair because it's Valentine's and I wanted a redhead. I have a brunette and I have a blonde over there. But they're a little bit different. And you're just going to kind of roll it into little pieces for the hair. Okay, when you get the hair going, just get these little shapes like this, and you're going to take and twist. Twist it into, if you want curls, you don't have to. I like little curls, especially with this little redhead. I wanted the little curls. Really wanted it to be a, oh, I forgot his ears. Okay, let's make it a couple of ears real quick before I get too much hair on the head, and then it's hard to put them on. Okay, so you just take a couple of little tiny balls This might be too big. Don't want him to have too big an ear, do we? I don't know. Big ears are cute, I think. I'm gonna give that ball a squish. And I like to, and you don't have to do this, you could just stick the little ball on, but I like to take my tools and just kind of, let me see, I have a better tool. This tool, and you can just stick them on without doing this, you guys, but I just like to stick that in there, give it more ear shape, kind of hollows that out and gives it that little ridge. Then I take the other side and just kind of dig a little hole in. Then I flatten it, and you could put a little super glue here. If it falls off afterwards, you can always add the super glue then. All right, so we've got one ear on. Get the other ear. This might not be enough this time. I'm having trouble telling where to put the ear this time. And I over squished it when I put it on, which is fine. We'll just go back and make the lines again. I think I put it too high on your head, little one. And again, you're not going to see a whole lot of it. You're going to have hair going around it. I love ears. I think ears just add to everything. So I try to make them as cute as I can. Okay, so we've got our little ears. Go back to making our hair. And this clay's getting a little dry because I've been using it for a little bit. So you see it's a little harder to roll, but that's okay. I am okay with that. And I'm just trying to twist and turn, and I would like to leave a few little curls messy and up in the air. I want to know if you can make Cupid a girl. I think a Cupid girl would be super cute, but I've never seen that done. I might just make one in a little while, just because, hey, if they don't make them, they should, right? They should. We just keep adding and twisting, letting it be a little mess on the head. I'm going to take this one and try and turn it back behind the ear and continue with the curl because it's getting a little long. So he's going to tuck it behind his ear, right? Why not? I do it all the time. Okay, just keep rolling your little pieces out. Like I said, they can look how messy it is. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're just twisting and turning and altering it anyway, right? Hold the tip down here, twist, give it a messy look. I mean, even if our little, I almost called him a Timu boy, even if I just squished his little face too, even if our little Cupid was a super freak about keeping his hair neat, he is running around shooting people with that bow, so his hair's going to get messy. Gonna tilt your head a little because I want to tilt to it, I think. I think that would be cute. Back to making hair. Gonna take it this way this time. Give it a little fold. And we're gonna take pieces of each side. Do the same thing. Curl. Yep, and I squished the end of that one a little much. Try and point it out a little and curl some more. I've become very lazy about my own hair, so maybe that's why I like this curly, messy hair. I just don't care about doing anything with my hair lately. So I'm giving you the freedom to not care too, okay? And that was poking up high on the curl, so I just tucked this curl under it. Oh, we made a nice curl, I like it. Do the little V again, just because it's saving time. Get 2 pieces on at once. It's hard if it's sticky though, so be careful if yours is really sticky. This one's quite dry. And not causing too much trouble with the stick too. There's like a little hole right here. I can see your scalp. So we are going to take one of these littler pieces, just poke it down in there. Get a nice messy curl. Hey, do you guys remember Rugrats? This little red hat's reminded me a little bit of Chucky. I loved Rugrats, that was so cute. It was such a cute little show. If you've never watched the Rugrats cartoon, you should. All right, so we got that one on there. Give it a little more curl. Oh yeah, perfect. I love all this messy curly look to it. Isn't it cute? So cute. Yes, so cute. I want that ear to show a little more, so we're gonna push this curl up. And then we'll get the back of you done, and we will move on and finish the front. How cute is this? Okay. Same thing, just keep going until the whole head's filled with curls. And I do get a little lazy towards the back and just put bigger pieces on. But that's just me. I just get lazy about it. I get tired of it. It's what happens. And you just I just kind of get a little bit more quick and less perfect about it. It's the back of your head. I haven't done the back of my own hair in forever, so. Yep, that one did stick, so we're just gonna leave it where it is, give it its curl, and let it be. See? I love his little curls. They're cute. A little bit of baldness there. Give you some more in that spot. Push it in. Y'all just have fun making hair, making everything. I mean, just have a good time when you're playing with the foam clay. This is just in my head. It's not, you know, you can't go wrong when it's in your head, right? I can mess it up. I'm very capable of messing it up. But it's clay. I'll take it apart, save what I can, reuse it, start again. Not gonna get upset over it, because I had too much fun creating it, even if I mess it up in the end, right? It's just too much fun. And every time you do it, you're gonna get a little bit more of an idea and a little bit better at everything you do. So no sense in ever getting upset. Crafting is our pleasure time, our fun, our relaxation. Okay, almost there. I really do think of Chucky right now from the Rugrats, not the scary thing. Why'd they have to go name them the same name? Okay, all right. I like you. You're looking very adorable. Very adorable, isn't it? Okay, so we need to get some eyes on. Get this clay all tucked up under some plastic because we don't want to waste it. Keep it from drying out. Okay, we will. I'm gonna grab the wings and get them, no, they'll get bumped. We don't want to get those on too fast. Grab a little black and we'll get the eyes on. Even when you're using a tiny bit, take a minute and just do the conditioning, okay? Just to save yourself a little bit. You don't need it to crack or not have the moisture right. Okay, you're gonna take tiny little pieces. and try to get 2 even small dots. If you don't like this part of it, you can actually draw your eyes on with a paint marker or even with a permanent marker. You could do little eyes shut. I just have done this a lot, so I'm kind of in the habit of doing it, but you certainly don't have to stick the eyeballs on like this if it's a stress. Mine are never the same. Sometimes it'll bother me, sometimes I don't care. Once it's all done and out of my head, I never notice again. But my eyes often aren't perfect, and if that kind of thing bothers you, you can take a marker and do it. I want to find the smallest one of these that I can. You could use a toothpick. If you use a toothpick, dip it in a tiny bit of baby oil and poke the hole with that, okay? And that's just where you want your eyes to go. Let's see if your head is here. I want your eye to go here. The hair is off balance, so it makes it hard for me to decide where 2 eyes are gonna go. All right, then if you have one of these, and they're very cheap, Walmart, Amazon, anywhere that you can get crafting supplies, you can find these. It's a silicone end on it, and it is very good at picking up your small pieces of clay. Not perfect, and there's times where I get cross with it, but you just pop that in, give it a little push, grab the other one, pop that in, give it a little push. Okay. Now I'm just going to try to flatten them a little bit more and keep them similar in shape. And this, I promise you, no matter how hard you try or how long you do it, they never come out exactly the same. But then humans' eyes aren't perfect anyway. All right, we got the eyes on, and we are going to get a nose on. So going back to that same flesh color you were working with before. And just make a circle. It's a little bit of a big nose. Make a little circle. And again, you're going to come in here and make a little hole where you want your nose. And this does 2 things for you. It gets down, because this has been sitting here a while, so it's drying up. It's harder for the clay to stick when it's dried up. It's going to get a little bit down inside and help hold it. And it's also letting you know where you want your nose when you go to put it on. Okay. Just making, and I don't put, I mean I have and I will occasionally put a real nose on, but we're just making a little dot nose. He's a Cupid, he's cute, he's not a big deal human that we gotta try and make a perfect nose, okay? So we have eyes and we have a nose. We are going to take, again, this is the shape that I like for the mouth. I like a little sideways smile. I have his head tilted just a little, so I'm gonna start the smile over here. And we're going to give you a little bit of a smile. This is a lot easier if you don't let it get as dry as I did. All right. Yeah. Because it's dry, it's not going in as deeply as I'd like. And I'm just looking for something sharper. A little point of a knife would actually be better. This will be okay, I think. Just giving him that little sideways smile. And I like to pull the center of the mouth open, so you just pull it down slightly. And then just smooth out any clay that's got little dots or, you know, little rougher edges from messing with it. You just want to smooth that out. Again, water. Don't do like me. Go get your water. Okay. How cute is that little smirk? I think it's adorable. You're so stinking cute. That is so stinking cute. I love you. All right, so then I'm going to take a little piece of the flesh color that I was using. Just a little piece. And I'm going to take some white. And we're going to, I'm trying to decide if I should put the wings on first or we're going to make a little envelope, a little Valentine's card. We're going to mix these 2 colors together just to give it a little aged look. I'm going to condition it really well. Blend it really well, okay? So we have one color with it and that it's paler. I'm gonna light it again. I just want it to be slightly off-white. Okay. So that it's not matching the flesh, the skin color of our Cupid. Okay, that should do it. And then I want to take another little piece of white. And this time I'm going to put the white in and I'm just going to kind of gently move it around because I want it to have what I'm trying to do is give it an antique envelope look. So it needs to have a little of that dingy, which guys, you can make this white and you could take your ink pads later when it's dry and just go over it. But I'm just trying to do it with the clay. Give it a little bit of an aged look. All right, so we're gonna take this, roll it out, get it about the size I want it. About there. Okay. Then you're just gonna continue to shape it into a rectangle. Now I got it flat, a little flatter. And you can take your rolling pin or if you have the little silicone squares, you can use that. I don't tend to grab tools unless I really have to. I love these little silicone things I showed you. These guys, I would buy sets of those. They're well worth the money. You will use them every time. They do everything you need, really. And they are easier than any other tool that you're gonna grab to make the holes or smooth things down. All right, something there, but trying to decide if I care. Uh-oh. Ooh, good, it didn't go to the floor. I'm just trying to get a rectangle so we have our envelope made. And I'm not the straightest cutter on anything. I never have been. So it takes me a while, but I get there. This is a really big one. That might be too big. I don't mind it. I might make it a little bit smaller. Let's go a tiny bit smaller. Crooked again. Okay. Get your piece done. And then you're going to take, you could get a butter knife. You just want to make that from edge to edge, corner to corner, I should say. You know how an envelope looks. So you're just going to kind of bring it from corner to corner. Or as best you can get it, right? Let's try to get this one too. I'm shaking for some reason. I had COVID a few weeks ago and I do shake a lot since then. I don't know why. Not strength back yet or what, but it's okay. I'm fine. It's just a little bit slower so I can try to get it as good as I can. If you took the back of a butter knife, you could just lay it the whole time and that kind of thing wouldn't be an issue. All right, then we want to put a little heart on it so people know, right? We want them to know that we have made it's gonna be too big. To make a heart, you can get a cookie cutter if you can find one that's that small, or you can even buy little tiny, here. Is that one? You can buy little tiny hearts. I want mine bigger than those, but you could use that kind of heart. But to make one, you're just gonna make a tiny ball, make this little V shape with your fingers and just squeeze. Okay, so you end up with a little point, right? And that's gonna be way too big, so we're gonna cut the top of it off. And now I have a little triangle. A little triangle. And you're gonna take your whatever tool you've got and just stick it right down the middle to divide the two pieces. And then you just want to push them into a circular shape. Okay, so that you get your little heart. And it totally over squished the center. So we gotta put that back in there. Try and round this side out a little bit more than I got. There are other ways to do this. I'll show you another way in a second. Because that one's not the greatest little heart I've ever made, but you know, it's a heart. You can take your scissors and cut edges to make it smaller. You can even cut a heart if you're good at cutting. Okay, so we're gonna put that little heart there, and I'll show you another way that's maybe a little bit easier. I don't know, we'll try. Let's find out. Get two pieces about the same, make a little ball. Just try to get them about the same size. Okay, then we'll make a little point at the bottom by pinching it. Okay, flatten it out. We'll see which one of my hearts looks cuter this time, right? Do the same thing with this one. Pinch it out. Flatten it down. Then we're just going to put those two little shapes together. Okay, so you're basically making like a flower petal. Then you're just going to stick them together and see which way I came out making a cuter heart. This one, I actually like this one better. Here's what we got. Okay, this one, or, right? So that's two little ways to make a heart. I like this one that we did with the two balls. So we're gonna stick that right here, just like this. Okay, give it a little push, and look how cute. Look how cute, it's adorable. Gonna make these lines a little bit deeper, and when it's dry I will probably put a little of a dark dusting onto them just to make them stand out and even age up the edges more. But this is good for now. Okay. Then you're gonna take this little envelope and you're gonna put it, move the little arms wherever you need them. Put the little envelope in the middle. Oops. And again, things stick when they touch, so you got to be super careful. Try and get it where you want it the first time. I already got some stuck to your hand, but we're just going to have to fix that because that isn't how I want your hand to hold it. All right. Now I want to try, and I have no idea if I can do it, I want to try to put some little fingers on. Because when I tried to line them before, it looked really weird. And I figured if you can do it with toes, you should be able to do it with fingers, right? Why not? We're gonna try. And if I fail, I'm sorry, but it's worth the effort to give it a try. So we're just gonna make a tiny finger shape. And I want it to kind of bend around and hold the envelope. Let me see if it's gonna work. I don't need a thumb, I just need the four fingers, right? Because the thumb would be behind the envelope. So we're just gonna try and get our little fingers on here and smooth them out. Let's see what it looks like when we're done. If it looks stupid, then I'll pull them off and I will clean up the mess I've made and we'll keep going. But I wanted to try. Straighten that one out a little. Glad I didn't put the wings on yet, because this would definitely mess them up. There are probably easier ways to do this. I'll have to study it. I'll have to study how to add the fingers because I'm not in love with this, but I'm not hating it, so we're going with it. Yep, stay there. It looks like a little curly hair piece right now. This one on there, and this one's really hard to get on there. The foot's kind of where I need it to go. Kind of in my way. All right. I don't think they look horrible. I mean, they don't look like real people fingers. But again, it's a Cupid made out of clay. That finger's way fatter. I'll work on that, kind of improving. Smooth it onto the hand more. Again, water. Don't use your spit. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's done that though. We'll use this to make little fingerprints or the nails. I mean, you won't really notice it much, which is why you wouldn't have to do it at all, because it's not one of those things that people are going to be like, oh, you didn't add fingers, or oh, those fingers are really bad. It's just a little something else, right? Okay, so we've stuck the little fingers on, imperfect though they might be. I don't like that. That looks messy right there. Let me try and fix this little area here. Okay. All right, and this was one of those things I didn't see how I could do it before. The envelope was in his hand, which, you know, would be super nice if you could, but the fingers would have dried and it wouldn't have held. So I felt like I had to wait to the last and then add it then, which, you know, is always a little scary because you're not sure how it's going to turn out and you don't want to mess up what you've done. But again, I will tell you guys, I've gotten this far and ended up throwing things away and starting over. So it's just a learning process. It's always a learning process. And I think if you're not trying something new, then you should quit trying, right? That's my feelings. Just go do something else. Always, always try to improve and grow. And well, the cool part of creativity or anything you do is just always kind of learning and moving and getting better at things. A little bit more. Couple more little tiny fingers and we'll be fingered up. That didn't sound right, sorry. Yep, that didn't work. Try that again. Get off of me. Get off of me. Sticking to my fingernails. Get this little finger here. And, ooh, that was way too much. We just need a little finger down here. Just got to smooth this out on the top where you add the fingers. Don't need it to look like you just added them. This one really does. for me? I don't like the top finger here too much, but I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just going to enjoy it and let it be what it is. Get my little fingernail spots. Here we go. All right, you are freaking cute, buddy. You are so cute. Get you some wings. And we will be all done. And that's a good thing. It's almost been an hour. I'm sure you guys don't want to sit and watch any longer. But look how cute. How stinking cute. I love you. I love it. It's so good. Okay. Now, there are lots of ways that you can make wings. All right. You can take one piece and just squish it down. Okay. Get your little kind of pointy bit, okay? And you could totally use just this one piece like this, okay? You can take this piece and roll 3 balls. Okay. Take the biggest one and use that one for the top. Make little angel shaped, I don't know. I've never seen an angel's real wings, so I'm not really sure what they look like, but you know, whatever you imagine it to look like. I always wondered why angels would need wings at all, to be honest. I mean, when you're in heaven, everything's so magical, right? It's so magical. You could just whoosh, kind of like ghosts. They don't need wings. But hey, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. So you can just take your little pieces, these little wings like this. There's so many ways to make your wings, really. It's just what your imagination wants your angels or Cupid, as this one goes, Cupid's wings to look like. Okay, so you could have that, which I actually don't like at all. Let's do, I think I'm almost wanting just the one. I think I just want the one, but I think I might take and squish it like this, almost like a cloud. Right? This. And I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just want to make it different. Maybe I am just gonna do one big wing. Let's see what that looks like. It's lacking something. Let's open it up and try doing the, you know how you draw them sometimes? And you just give it the 3, almost like a cloud. I'm being very picky, I know, it's kind of silly. So we could do that, and then I want to, I think, put some glitter on it. Glitter it up a little. I like that better. I don't know why. Sometimes you're in the mood for this, sometimes you're in the mood for that, and this time I just felt in the mood for a more simple looking wing with a little glitter. Okay, put that one right there. Do the same thing again for the other wing. I even think I want them to bend backwards just a tiny bit. Instead of straight out. Now, strange me today. Strange me today. Okay, we want this one to be as wide as that one was. Needs a little bit more white then. right? I'm just gonna smooth that in a little bit. And again, you're just gonna play with them how you want them. This isn't how I normally make them. I just felt like something different, I guess. I just did that backwards. It's gotta go this way. So we'll work on this side being smooth. And one thing I will tell you guys, when you're making these things, if you have little worries about perfect smoothness or any of that, and you can glitter it, glitter hides everything. So you'll never notice the imperfections of something with glitter on it. So if you're making wings and they're not coming out the way you want them, see if that looks good. Similar, close enough. Glitter it. Glitter it, glitter it, glitter it. Glitter will make everything better. Okay. We want to put this guy on right beside that one. And I want to just bend it back slightly as well, so they're not quite straight out. Put this down a little bit more. Yeah, you're stinking cute, you are. I love it. What do you guys think? How stinking cute. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. Adorable. I don't have my pink paint sitting here, but I will probably add a little pink to the cheeks and then it's good as gold, right? You are a stinking cutie. Love it. Hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching.